Hey there, Bruins fans! Welcome back to BNG Hockey, where it's always black and gold. We have some huge news here. The Boston Bruins have re-signed forward Charlie Coyle and forward Chris Wagner just hours before they play the Ottawa Senators. Let's talk about these deals. Let's start things off with the Hardaway myth, Charlie Coyle. He signs a 6-year deal, making $5.25 million per season. This is an absolutely great contract for the Bruins. I was really hoping that we keep Charlie Coyle on. He loves being a Bruin. I love having him as a Bruin. So this is amazing news. And all you had to do was trade Ryan Donato, who is really struggling right now with the Wild, to acquire this guy. So this is awesome news. He will be signed to the 25-26 season. So that's a really long run. But he's only 27 years old, so he'll be 34 at the end of that contract. That's right around where you want your contracts to end. And he seems to get better and better every season. So far this year, he has 5 goals, 9 assists, a total of 14 points in 24 games. That's really good because last season, in 21 regular season games, he only had 6 points for the Bruins. And then he had that amazing playoff for us where he scored a total of 9 goals, 16 points in 24 playoff games. I think that's when he really became a fan favorite. And we've seen him be up and down in the lineup here with injuries to Bergeron and Krejci. He's played wing, he's played center. He's a really versatile guy, and having Charlie Coyle on your team makes you a better team. And this is a guy who can grow with this group and is still young enough that he can connect with the young guys, but old enough so he can talk with the veterans and have some respect. He's played over 500 NHL games. In 524 games, he has 262 career points. That's not too bad. And he struggled a lot with the Wild. He's really happy here, and I think it's only good coming from Charlie Coyle. Great deal by the Bees on this one. Let's talk about Chris Wagner. Another local boy. He's from Walpole, Massachusetts, and he signs a 3-year deal making $1.35 million per season, so he will be signed through the 22-23 season, and that's a solid deal for the Bees too because he's 28 years old, so you keep him through his prime and then get rid of him just as he might start to decline. Those fourth-liners usually decline a bit earlier than an elite-level guy or even a mid-level guy, but he's having a solid season so far. He has a goal and 4 assists in 23 games. Last year, he won the 7th Player Award. He had a solid season, putting up a career high in goals with 12, and he had 19 points in 76 games for the Bees. Had a pretty solid season overall from a guy who's just really a depth piece. He's only played 273 games, which isn't that much for a guy who's been in the league for this long, but he has 53 career points. That's pretty solid. He never really found a home. He was with Anaheim, he was with the Islanders, and he was in and out of the lineup. Well, here in Boston, he's found a home. He hits anything that moves. He currently leads the team with 65 hits. He's a good, solid energy guy. Everybody loves the local boy. His teammates seem to love him. He's really good on breakaways. For whatever reason, when he gets a breakaway, he's almost always scoring. We've seen Bruce Cassidy use him in the shootout this season. He hasn't done well in the shootout, but it shows that he has the trust of his coach and probably his support from his teammates to be out there. And you know, one thing I've noticed about Wagner, especially this season, at the end of a game, when you need to make sure you don't let in a goal, Chris Wagner is out there. They even bench Pasternak to put Wagner with Bergeron and Marchand in the defensive zone to really make sure someone's out there to block shots, hit people, and get the puck out of the zone. Chris Wagner does that for you. He's a hardworking guy, and you get him for just over $1 million, and you got him for 3 more seasons. So that's a solid piece on the fourth line that you have locked up. Another great deal by Don Sweeney. Speaking on Sweeney real quick, there are some people out there who like him or don't like him. I'm a little bit in the middle, but when it comes to signing contracts, this guy knows what he's doing. He's got people signed for a great deal. Marchand is a steal. Pasternak is a steal. I would even argue that McAvoy and Carlo are steals. Now you can add Chris Wagner and Charlie Coyle to this list. If Coyle goes out and is a free agent on the open market, he could probably get anywhere between 6, maybe even 7 on some teams. We saw a guy like Kevin Hayes getting 7 $7 million on the open market. Coyle's happy to be here. We're happy to have him here. Lock him up. He's having a great season. Same thing with Wagner. Not a lot of people think about signing their fourth liners. I know Nashville signed Sissons to like a 7-year deal, but that's all I've really heard from long-term contracts for a fourth liner. But if he's working for you, he likes being here, you like having him, lock him up too. So it's really good and takes pressure off these guys knowing that they can continue to have a great season and they know that they're going to be here to have more great seasons going down. So I'm really happy they got these guys locked up. Great job by Don, and I am pumped for another pummeling tonight. Probably going to beat the Ottawa Senators by at least 5 goals, I would imagine, even though they're playing better than I thought they should this year. But if you can beat the Canadiens 8-1, I think you should be able to handle the Senators. And hopefully we see Jack Studnicka's first career NHL goal tonight. That's all I got for you in this one. If you're pumped to have these guys back, make sure to give this video a big like. Be sure to leave your comments down below too. I want to hear what you think of these contracts. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and if you haven't already, subscribe.